I love you like a gorilla, baby. Two bananas, one for you, one for me. Want me to keep going? I love you like a gorilla, baby girl.
Welcome to Dear Friends
and Dead Ends Podcast.
My name is Ashley.
My name is Cody.
Cases may contain graphic material as well as explicit language. Intro music, Welcome to the Hell Zone by Spooky Black Vague 003 Remix.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for hanging out with us again.
Hey!
On Dear Friends and Dead Ends Podcast. We have some fun announcements to make, but also we want to thank everyone as usual for tuning in. Our listener base is growing, it seems like, each week, which is super, super great, despite all of our efforts to ruin it subconsciously, it seems.
Nope. I'm steering us towards that iceberg.
Oh, for sure we are the Titanic, we just don't know it yet.
What was the other boat?
The Carpathia.
What? I thought it was like the Ulysses.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the one that's rescued them. No, the one that you're thinking of is the Olympia. Or the Olympic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, who cares?
Titanic and the Olympic. Yeah. Yeah, no, I have studied that quite a bit. But, couple announcements. We are not doing a live the week that this episode comes out. It is Cody's anniversary. Mine was last week, so he and Sarah are going to have some cool, fun time. They're going to celebrate that, so congrats, guys. Because you guys are, what, like a year behind us? Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a long time.
Yeah, you guys are 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years, 9 years married. As of today.
Okay.
We got married 9 years ago today. That we're recording. So, yeah,
That's
so
cute.
it's kind of crazy. I know, I can't believe it's been that long. You were there. You were fucking hammered.
Oh, shit, you're right. Because I just got the Facebook memories today, which was like me just hammered on Facebook being like, I got a call out because I was dancing so good.
Is that really what it said?
What did it say? It said something fucking dumb. I mean, it didn't sound that slurred because it was just typing.
But also, while he's doing that, we also have another patron now on Patreon. So we have 4, which is really cool. Judicator decided to do the $5 a month tier. And
thank you, Judy.
Thank you. He's going to appreciate that. It is my husband. That is his username. So thank you so much, honey. I really do appreciate it. As per usual, you the best.
I was very full of myself. Yeah, so my first status about your wedding was, I hate the process of getting dressed up, but the result is always so good looking.
So dumb. I can't.
And then I also got a shout out at the wedding for kicking ass at dancing, but I checked in at Skipper's Pier, which is a restaurant like near my house and like 50 miles away from where we actually were.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah.
In case you weren't sure, he was drunk. He for sure was pictures and pictures hammered.
Oh yeah. Well, oh fuck, your wedding was so goddamn fun. When
everyone tells me that, and it makes me really proud, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, so I went up to the bar to get a beer, and he gave me a beer, and I went back to my table, and I enjoyed that beer.
Right.
Okay? It was an open bar for, like, they called it house beer, but I'm goddamn positive it was Coors Light. Which I was all about that. So, I had my one beer. I sat down. I enjoyed that. I went back up to get a second beer. Oh, three Notch Brewing Company Passion Fruit Gosset. That's probably not how that's said.
Sponsor us.
So I got my second beer, and I went back down to the table, and I drank that beer.
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, it was like a significant amount of time. Like I was leisurely drinking this beer,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I went back up for my third beer eventually, and
Eventually being
The-
5 minutes.
I mean, I apparently was hammering these things down because he, like, gave me a pitcher. And I was like, dude, I gotta start pouring my own beers? And he was like, no, that's for you to take to your table. I can already tell that's going to be the easiest.
We actually have a picture of that guy, by the way, like an actual like image of him.
Oh, really?
We do have a picture of him.
That dude was the shit. I was making dog shit money at Toys R Us,
Oh, for
which is
sure.
when you guys got married. Like legitimately, my take-home check was like $300 every
Oh, yeah,
like
no,
2
it was.
weeks.
Yeah, it was for anyone who does legitimately make that. You will get there. We believe
You'll get
in
there.
you.
Stick to
We
it.
have been
It's
there.
fucking rough though.
For real.
And I gave this dude like $40-$50 as a tip.
Jesus.
When he gave me a pitcher of beer, I was like, my man, I'm giving you this is a lump sum tip, and gave him the tip, and then went back to my seat and was sitting there, and a couple of the other people came over and was like, how did you get a pitcher of beer? And I was like, apparently we can just ask for it, because I didn't want to tell them like, hey, I'm apparently drinking way too quickly, so he gave me this. Jesus. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, that makes sense. Holy shit. What happened?
All right, I'm gonna do the
Oh, shit,
the
thank you.
audio
Yeah.
in 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you
Alright.
guys so much.
Cool.
No, it's not resuming. Why is it not resuming? All right, thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast as we took like a 5-minute break because I almost died. No, I've never seen Cody laugh that hard in my life. So what had happened was Cody was telling the story about my wedding and about the pictures of beer.
You can't do it.
I know. And then my body was like, oh, bitch, it was so competitive. And it was like, oh, bitch, you drink a pitcher of beer? I'm going to inhale some beer right now. And then I choked and then I almost died. And some of it got spit back out my mouth.
But it wasn't even a spit take. It like came from the back of your mouth, like the fucking the goddamn dinosaur in Jurassic Park.
Was it like projectile? That's amazing because I was focused on living that I did not notice that.
And then you covered your mouth to try and like,
yes,
I don't know, some of your dignity. And then
I smeared my lipstick.
You were like, okay. And you move your hand and you fucking look like the goddamn Joker with your lipstick.
My lipstick was
Holy
smeared all
shit.
over the place. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, it will be well worth it for that alone. I went and fixed my lipstick and I think I can breathe again. So, all right.
I went upstairs and Sarah was like, what happened? I've never heard you laugh that hard.
I said the same thing to Dana.
And I was like, yeah, like Ashley
We'll be
like
real careful.
threw up and then smeared her lipstick all over her face. And Sarah was like, "Oh my God, is she okay?" And I was like, "I'm not sure. I couldn't stop laughing. I had to walk away." She was like, "You don't even know if she's okay?" I don't know.
Like, goddamn. All right. So, in case you couldn't tell, this is going to be the best episode ever.
You do your story first.
I do. I sure do. All right.
Oh, fuck.
My lungs are half full of beer, but this
Oh.
is fine. This is fine.
I've got a headache and my eyes are watering. Oh fuck, that was such a good laugh. I mean, I hope
Yeah.
you're all right.
Yes. It's fine. Oh, if you hear me doing that a lot, it's because there's still beer I'm probably trying to get out of my lungs. Yes. It's hilarious. It's the funniest thing that's ever happened to me, probably.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't mean to. It's just when people get hurt, it's so funny to me.
Oh no, that was fucking hilarious. That was.
I mean, that was.
I would have been laughing just as hard as you, except I was dying and my lungs had beer in them.
I hope at some point, I too
Oh boy.
Vomit on camera and then smear my lipstick across my face for you.
That's...
I want to make that sacrifice for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it only makes it better that it was A, caught on video, and B, the audio is fully going.
Oh.
So with that wonderful segue about how wonderful my wedding was, we're going to go into someone's disappearance. So prepare yourself. Okay. All right. So I am doing the disappearance of Carmine Gargano Jr., who lived in Brooklyn, New York.
I was going to say that's
New
either
York.
Brooklyn or that's Jersey.
Who the fuck even knows? But no, for sure, it's New York. So they don't give a date of birth for him. They just say that he is 21 years old, and the day that he goes missing is July 10th of 1994. So he was born in either 1972 or 1973. Pick one, it might be right. So he was 6'2", he was 230 pounds, and he was wearing a white t-shirt, blue shorts, white sneakers, and a silver tag watch, which I believe is like, is it a nice watch? If it's the one I'm thinking of.
I don't fucking know about watches.
There's a brand. It's like
I would
Tag,
imagine like Tag Heuer.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We know jewelry and accessories.
I definitely always forget that your stories are missing persons because my mind always goes to kidnapping.
Are these cases unsolved?
It's so I don't know why, but whenever
they?
someone says like missing persons, my brain immediately goes to kidnapping. So when you describe like a large person,
right,
I'm always like, how did they kidnap them? I'm like, oh right, no, it's just they didn't necessarily get kidnapped. He might have just gone off missing.
Well,
Oh, he did get kidnapped? Yeah, relevant.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into those details. He was a white male with black hair and brown eyes. His nickname was Gorilla, which is probably one of the best things I've ever heard. And
That's
instantly
fun.
I thought of the Bruno Mars song, which I fucking love. Please tell me you know that song, Cody. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
I mean,
I love you like a gorilla, baby.
That's not how it goes. Shut the fuck up. Stop.
2 bananas, one for you, one for me. Want me to keep going? I love you like a gorilla.
Is that a real song, or are you just being
girl.
a douche? Did you make that up?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the intro to the episode. 100%.
I'm a hit maker.
No.
Oh yeah, no. Please.
Let's ask your dad about that. What do you say?
No, between me and my dad was the hit maker because like he used to hit me a lot.
I thought you were gonna say because he helped create me. Then you no. I am so sorry. Please get help if you need help. Cody's not trying to make fun of domestic violence.
That was great.
Yeah, no, his dad is great. His dad is not guilty of anything that would be a criminal offense. Let's get that right out. So, that I know of. Anyway, so I proceeded to put.
Move past it.
Do you actually know the song or not?
Yeah, like
the Bruno
banging on
Mars.
Isn't it like banging on my chest like a gorilla?
Yeah. No, that's part of the lyrics.
That's why I did this, and you just because I was banging on my chest like a gorilla.
Yeah, but gorilla would automatically.
I guess it also is like an audio podcast, and they can see me doing that.
Correct. So what I ended up doing is I was like, oh, I'm going to listen to this song for like 5 minutes while I'm researching this and doing my notes. And I listened to it the whole goddamn like hour and a half. So best of luck, guys, because it probably informed a lot of what I wrote. So you
listened to the same song for an hour and a half?
I can do that. I absolutely, if it's a song I really, really like, I am that person. So don't ride in a car with me if Taylor Swift releases new music. It's not going to go well. So this New York Italian Bruno, as I called him, went missing at 12:30 p.m. on July 10th in 1994. This is when he left the family home located on Ridge Boulevard in New York City. He had plans to do some jet skiing, and I was like, tell me this is not in the Hudson River. Tell me you are not going to jet skiing in the Hudson. We all know how filthy that water is.
Can you but you can still go in it. I mean it's
people
gross.
Go boating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't fall off, but if you fall off, that water is so polluted because of all the people that live there that it just no. So
I want to drive a jet ski so bad.
Okay, we'll put that on the list of our goals.
All right, cool.
So you're welcome. Carmine never makes it back home, and I'm not sure if he ever made it to jet skiing in the first place. I don't think he did. What also came to mind at this point is that 9/11 hadn't happened yet. This is 94.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Tupac is still alive, and so is JonBenet Ramsey, which also equally blew my fucking mind for some reason.
And I think 1994 is the year the first Mortal Kombat movie came out, and that movie is a banger.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Okay. A lot can change in 26 years. I mean, it's 27 now, depending on the scheme of things, but this is the 20th anniversary of 9/11 this year, and that's just super weird. It's just weird to think about for me. So Carmine studied at Pace University that year, and he likely had a lot going for him. And this is when we get into about how this is.
Mortal Kombat came out in 95. I was wrong.
Oh, man, Cody, why you be lying? So this involves organized crime and the mob/mafia. So that's where we're at with this. So federal informants get involved with the whole missing persons case. They want to figure it out, and they delve deep into the situation to find out as much as they can. Mm-hmm. And this is when we introduce the Columbo crime family. And one of its members was a man named John. I think it's John Papa. It might be Papa. I'm not really sure. It's got 2 P's, so I'm going to go with Papa. And if I'm wrong, God only fucking knows what will happen.
Johnny Papa.
So investigators find out that Papa has an issue with Carmine's cousin, Anthony Del Vecchia. Anthony's nickname was Tigger.
He really
I was like,
so the nicknames really span the spectrum from intimidating down to
Tigger,
hyperactive tiger.
Right. And then I was like, was there a missing R? Should it be Trigger? Did they misspell it? So I read more just to check, and no, it's for sure Tigger, as in Winnie the Pooh. And I don't really know what to think about that.
Maybe he had
So
like a giant Jay Leno chin, because Tigger had that.
that actually never occurred to me. Either way, I was very amused at this because that's not threatening at all. It's not intimidating. So
No.
Gorilla and Tigger are not in the greatest of standings with the Columbo family. Anthony, aka Tigger, is he's in support of a different crime family, I think it's the Lucchese family. I could be pronouncing that wrong. In particular, he supported James, I think it's Galleone, also known as Jimmy Frogs.
Jimmy Frogs?
Jimmy
Oh,
Frogs.
shit.
Yeah, that's his nickname. So I was like, this would make a really good children's book for Italian gangsters because they could have like the adventures of Tigger, Gorilla, and Jimmy Frogs. Like that sounds like a very interesting child's book.
Gorillas and tigers and frogs. Oh, my.
Exactly. And then New York is their playground. So many adventures. Don't steal that. It's ours. I put that in my notes. So Papa of the Columbo family is super convinced that Anthony, aka Tigger, I'm just going to call him Anthony because it's easier, took part in the killing of his best friend. So instantly that's going to make you real mad, right?
That's
if
a
anyone
problem.
messes with my best friend. So I put, if you come for this comedic leprechaun ginger with bad knees, I'm going to break your face open. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Same. If you go for this very mean
Bitchy
person.
McChokeface. You come for bitchy McChokeface. I'll
punch your knees.
That's what he can reach.
I'll check your thighs.
I'll check your thighs. How I put, I'm gonna make your knees as bad as his is.
They're terrible.
I don't know the truth of whether he was involved or not, but Johnny Papa definitely believes this. So whether or not he is guilty, Anthony is under the protection of the Lucchese family. So he can't be touched unless it is agreed upon by the heads of all of these crime families who somehow get along face to face, the leaders or whatever.
Right.
You can't touch their people. If that's someone that's under their protection, you cannot touch that person, regardless.
Well, you know what they say about Johnny Papa.
What?
You mess with Papa, you get the slapper.
I think I'd rather be choking. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, so this meant he couldn't be harmed whatsoever unless given permission by the heads of all the mafia families or that family in particular. So he's indispensable. He's special to them. Honestly, I put that I would be the worst gangster. My street name would be like Bitch Face or something. Bitch Face Killer. But the only thing that I would be killing is the New York pizza scene. They'd be like, oh, no, you need to go do this hit. You need to go take care of this guy. And I'd be like, I'll be taking care of this fucking pizza. Thank you very much.
You fucking idiot.
Right. And then they'd be like, just kill her now. Just kill her now. There it is. It's coming back up.
Instead of the years of cheese buildup from all this pizza and the cholesterol catches up to you, just kill her now.
Yeah. I would be a disappointment to the crime family. So it's better that I'm not. So Papa is like, all right, I can't kill Anthony. He's too beloved. And I put in the 100-acre hood like I'm a dumbass. So and then this is when I imagine he goes to the zoo for inspiration. And I've already forgotten why I wrote that. So as many of us go to the zoo for inspiration and just to clear our heads, he sees the sea lions. What?
The zoo's great.
It is. He sees the sea lions and he's like, nothing, no inspiration. He goes to the safari section. He sees actual lions and he's like, shit, I really want one of those. But that's a no-go. Can't do that. This is a lie, by the way. So he goes to the ape exhibit and light bulb. light bulb, ping. He's like, gorilla. Yes, that is how I will get my vengeance. So the cousin is not off limits. I can kill the cousin as revenge since I can't kill Anthony. And then Papa is this evil genius in a worse way. And I do feel bad for Carmine's family because this is really fucked up. Papa knows of a recent incident where Gorilla had been in a scuffle or a brawl at a bar in New York with an associate of the Lucchese family. So, and he gets in a scuffle with this guy named Michael DeRosa,
Okay.
aka Mikey Flat Top.
Mikey Flat Top.
Which instance, like we are in the optical field. So instantly I'm just thinking of bifocals. And anyone that has ever worked with us, you know, instantly all I thought of was bifocals. And I was like, that's the dumbest street name I've ever heard.
Not great.
No offense to Mikey. So it had just happened, that scuffle, like that brawl between them had just happened at the beginning of the month. July
So it
of
was
94.
fresh.
It was fresh. It had just happened.
Super fresh.
Yes. So Flat Top was injured by Gorilla during the altercation at the brawl. It was at a bar named T-Birds in Brooklyn. And DeRosa gets real mad and he goes, I'll kill you. And then Papa goes, ding. He said he'd kill him. So they're going to blame him if he goes missing. I can get away with this. It is very smart in a really bad way. But it's a very evil genius moment. So Papa hears about this and he's like, say less. And he puts the head out or whatever he does. We're not really sure. And I was like, this whole thing reads like a high school girl drama. Like these are Italian men with like guns and like all this stuff. But really, it just comes off like Italian mean girls to me. They're like getting, so I put mean gorilla. Get it? Instead of girls. Yeah.
She doesn't even go here.
Right?
You like that? Mean Girls reference?
That was nice. That was real nice. So DeRosa was escorted out with his injuries that night. Still, you know, shouting his plans for vengeance and whatnot. And then obviously Papa has his idea. So Carmine vanishes obviously days later. I don't even think it's been 2 weeks. Honestly, it's super quick that this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put that, and then Papa makes his own little burn book. And he's like, DeRosa is such a fugly set of bifocals. Or whatever the wording is. Yeah. Because he's trying to frame DeRosa / whatever. I swear to God, I'm trying to breathe again. All right, there we go. I'm gonna have to cut that out. All right.
I don't mean for you, like,
to die,
slowly dying to be so funny to me. Oh God, don't joke again.
Yeah, don't make me laugh while I'm drinking that, please. That's how it happened probably last time. So this is in 94. So now we come to 1997, and this is a completely separate Lucchese crime member gets indicted on charges. And let's see, these charges are unrelated. It's been 3 years. And this guy sings like a canary. And I was like, I hope it was Jingle Bell Rock. Because
that's a good song.
We're still continuing the Mean Girls theme. So he tells detectives that Papa is bragging all around Brooklyn about this murder in 94 and that he killed Gorilla. And police are like, no, Harambe is fine. Harambe is fine. We checked out Harambe, the gorilla. He is just fine. When did Harambe die? It was like
2019.
Oh, was it 20? Is it that recent? Either way, they're like, no, he's fine.
I think so, because those fucking memes were annoying as shit.
Dude, I'm still mad that they put him down. I'm still fucking pissed about that.
I mean, it's sad, but like,
you don't go in the exhibit.
Oh, 2016. So it was quite a bit ago.
Okay,
oh, that's right, because that's that's when the last election was, and people were like, "Oh, things have been going downhill since Harambe died."
That would make a lot of sense, actually. All I'm saying is, if you're going to the zoo and you know your child does not listen for shit, put them on a fucking leash. Like, it's a tragic
I mean,
accident. What
it's
happened?
terrible, but there's way more kids than there are like lowland gorillas at this point. So,
I mean, just watch your kids. Like, that gorilla did not deserve to die. He's a wild animal kept in a small enclosure instead of out in the wild. And then some kid just goes down in there, however it happened, or fell because they were being reckless because they're
yeah.
children. Just don't take kids to the zoo until they know
Are
how to
lowland
act.
gorillas endangered?
Ridiculous. I feel like they are. Like, it's not a petting zoo. Like, you can't just let your children wander and do whatever. And I feel sorry for the family that it happened. But at the same time, like, that couldn't they have like tranquilized?
Yeah, they're critically endangered. Like,
Couldn't they have just like tranquilized him like pretty hard instead of like killing him?
well, I think what they were saying was like their worry was that like if he felt like he was affected by something, he'd be like, "Wow!" and like tear the baby up. That's not funny.
Yeah, real convincing. Shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, lowland gorillas are endangered. Humans aren't.
Harambe deserved better, is all I'm saying. No offense to the family. I feel like it could have been handled differently. It is what it is. So, was the child okay? Do we know? I don't remember. So Papa is like, you will never find the body. And if there's an ocean touching the state, I'm like, usually 9 out of 10, I'm like, yeah, we won't find that body. Because you could dump that body relatively easily in the ocean with like cinder blocks, and that shit probably will not be coming back up. So, Papa doesn't get away with everything that he's ever done. He gets convicted for 4 other mafia murders, and that conviction happens in 1997. He is currently locked away for 2 life sentences plus 65 years in an Indiana prison. He is the main suspect in Carmine's disappearance, but he's never been charged. And then in 2000, a tip comes forth where someone says that Carmine Gargano Jr. is buried beneath the foundation of this auto body shop called Sunshine Collision.
Ooh.
It's in Coney Island, and they search in May 2000, but they don't get too far as the building becomes unstable as they're trying to search. They're worried it's going to collapse or something else is going to happen. But they weren't able to find anything. I mean, if the building's going to fall on you,
but then knock the building down and still check.
People
don't want to work anymore.
Yes. Let's start that drama with the New York Police Department, Cody. That sounds flawless. So they don't find anything before they have to abandon their search. So in 2001, the Gargano family actually sends a letter to John Papa in prison. And I thought they were going to say some real like menacing words. No, they just plead for the location of Carmine's body. They just want to bury him properly. Obviously, that man is not saying shit. I think we all knew he wasn't going to say shit.
Right.
I would imagine like a scoffing kind of chuckle after he reads it and he just tosses the letter. That's what I imagine.
I don't know why, but I imagine him sounding like Wario. Where he like reads Wario, the evil Mario from Nintendo.
Right.
Like, I feel like he read the letter and then he was like, "Wah!"
No, I was thinking much more masculine, but that's cool.
Oh, how dare you say that Wario is not masculine?
You're right. However, much more Italian. Is that better?
Oh, I didn't do the hand motion.
You're right. That was the only thing missing from it.
So you nailed it. That time it felt right.
No.
All right.
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
So We are now in 2012. And this is when someone in his own organization, the Columbo family, they come forward and they're actually they don't come forward. They're a witness in a trial, and they state what they know. And this is the trial of Thomas Gioeli, or Tommy Shots, as he's known.
Tommy Shots.
Tommy Shots. Or as I call him, Tommy Shot Pocket when we're alone.
Tommy Shot Pocket.
Yes. That's what the song Gorilla made me write. So I'm blaming Bruno Mars for that.
Okay.
Anyway, my husband eats a lot of Hot Pockets. That's why it's relevant. Just in case anybody is concerned. Gorilla, they say Gorilla was taken to the auto body shop, beaten to death and shot. However, they did bury the body in Farmingdale, New York, which is, there's an industrial park there. It's about an hour away. And once again, they dig at another site. And God, why am I an idiot? So I put, instead of Bob the Builder, they hired Robert the Excavator. Because I think I'm fucking hilarious.
No, that's fun. Robert the Excavator.
You need legit help.
That's
God damn it.
That's a good time.
Yeah, right. So they don't find the body. So once again, they're wasting their time and their money, but at least they know where he's not. So that's something. And then I wrote, could you imagine all the times in any kind of case where they're trying to dig up a body, if they're like a foot off and they have no idea?
Right.
Like that.
Yeah,
that would suck.
Yeah, that's super fucked. That's the thing that I was talking about last week, where it's like, you're so fucking close. You're so close and you have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's, oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's also kind of funny to me that like what if the headstone they put for you is just like 4 feet to the right? You know what I mean? They don't quite place the headstone where it's supposed to be.
I mean, I would.
And then years later, they're trying to dig you up, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's not here!
Vampire.
He must still be alive." And you're like, "Nope, just someone is shitty at digging holes."
You would think they would have like one of those radar machines, not like I don't think they use like metal detectors. I think they use something similar, like ground radar, so they can check if there's anything dense that's in the.
But also, like, they are investigating the murder of like a gangster.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd kind of be surprised if they did more than like walk onto the lot and like kick the grass a couple times, and they're like, "Yep, not buried here, boys."
Robert said we should move along.
Right.
So like these street names, I cannot. So there's another figure. His street name is Big Dino, is what I read. It could be Dino in all fairness.
It's Dino.
I'm pretty sure it's Dino.
I want it to be Dino. Yeah.
And I was like, much like Cody's street name, which is Lil Lizard. So yeah.
Lil Lizard.
Lil Lizard.
Nothing deeply insulting about that. Nothing at all.
I'm gonna ask Sarah. So the Jurassic.
You're gonna ask Sarah what?
I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't even write that in my notes. I literally just ad-libbed that.
Does Cody does he qualify as a little lizard?
She'd be like, obviously.
I'd be across the room throwing fucking
I'm not with
shoes.
him for that. I'm with him for his money.
Shut your mouth.
What was What was that?
I said I love her so much.
Yeah. Please get help if you're in a legit domestic violence situation. Cody's humor is not acceptable.
Nope.
Okay, moving on.
I have. I was gonna say.
Oh, I don't have a headline.
I like to throw shoes but I just have a bag of baby shoes so they don't hurt that bad.
No, it just sounds like you kidnap babies, Cody. It's
I just have
not going well.
I just have a bag of unclaimed baby shoes in my house that I throw at Sarah when she's not giving me enough attention or affection, and I'm just like, hey, want to get Domino's?
Not come hold me. You want to get some pizza?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Big Dino. He is charged with Carmine's murder at one point, but ultimately he gets the OJ MJ hall pass and he gets acquitted. So who knows? But he gets acquitted. So there's that. And then over the years, the Gargano family, they have been threatened a lot, as you can imagine, to let the case go. And they keep trying to find him regardless. They have not stopped their efforts whatsoever. They are 100% dedicated to finding him. I say that they're brave, honestly, because even though they're part of one crime family, or at least associated with one, I mean, it's still pretty ballsy to still give your all to find your loved one. But it's very admirable, and I can imagine I would probably do the same thing.
I would hope so. Jesus, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope so, right? So I know, especially when it comes to organized crime, a lot of people don't want to come forward because they are very much scared of what could happen. You can always come forward anonymously, but I do want to recommend doing that if you happen to know anything in this case or any family members do. While it's a long shot, you never know. So I thought I'd put that in there. I brought up Harambe again, and I'm trying to figure out why. Oh, I said that Harambe was put on display in a zoo cubicle, a zubicle, if you will. Zubicle. Exactly. So, I know my mother is super proud of how off topic I went. Let's see. Either way, if you happen to know anything about this case that would be relevant, or a family member does, please contact the NYPD 646-610-6914. And for the love of God, inhale before you drink your beer. I don't have a headline or anything. I am very sorry. I'm unprepared. It's all you.
Wow.
Maybe I'll do it at the end. Maybe I'll look for one.
Wowzers. Here, let's just shocking headline this week.
Oh, by the way, we are 2 5/10 tier people away from doing the bonus episodes on Patreon. Anyone that does join, there's a poll that I put up there, so you guys can vote on what the first bonus content videos will be about. Currently, the options are very in-depth JonBenet Ramsey. I'm talking like 10 episodes. I'm going to thoroughly research it and read it all to Cody, and then he's going to react as usual. We can do the Long Island serial killer that's on there, Charles Manson, whatever. And I think I put BTK on there as well, or as Cody likes to call him, a boring ass looking bitch anyway.
Yeah, he's fucking dill hole.
Correct. And I did put something on Instagram that said the animal control people or guy in Kansas became the people control guy in Kansas.
Yeah, I did like that. Yeah.
Very serious, and I feel really bad for the families, but it's pretty fucked up that he did pest control and then he literally did people control, which thank God he's in prison.
Yep.
So.
Honestly, we're moving along at quite a clip, so
oh yeah, I can always cut it out. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Oh no, you can't. Next time you come over, I'll show you my broken couch.
Hopefully next week we shall see. I keep saying this, I'm not sure.
That's no big deal. Whatever. Where is
we are going to go on an adventure that we will document.
Google is
We're going to go on a beer run. It should be fun.
Oh, I want the natural light hard seltzers real bad.
Where do you get that?
I don't know. That's why I'm having trouble with it.
I was gonna say I haven't heard of that.
So I'll just do my story because
All right.
I can't find a goddamn thing.
Maybe I shall look. Hold on, let me see. Oh boy. All right. I'm good. You can go ahead.
Oh, my feet.
We are old now.
I always
Oldish.
forget to fucking sit on my feet and then they feel terrible.
I think that's what I was doing too. Actually, I had to just adjust. What do you mean? The fuck? There we are.
All right. You cool with me starting mine?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. My story this week is the unsolved murder of Thomas Crane Wales.
Interesting.
Thomas Crane Wales was born on June 23rd, 1952 in Boston, Massachusetts. I am assuming, I couldn't really find anything about it, but I'm assuming he was born into wealth, seeing as he went to Milton Academy, which is like a highly revered school, and he roomed with the son of Robert F. Kennedy.
Was he wicked smart?
He was wicked smart.
Excellent.
He then actually went on to earn a degree at Harvard as well as Maurice A. Dean School of Law.
All right.
Yeah, so dude knew his shit.
Way more than us again.
I mean, that's not terribly hard. Thomas was a huge supporter of gun control. This stance was inspired by an unimaginably scary event for any parent. In 1995, a student brought a gun to the high school that Wales' son attended.
Jesus.
2 students were shot and injured. Almost immediately afterwards, Thomas joined the Washington ceasefire, which was a movement to increase the amount of gun control and actually also moved to change options on how guns could be used after they were obtained.
That's not funny. I was thinking about my Tommy shot pocket comment. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
You're fine. So like guns are fun.
They just need regulations, but I 100% think that you should be able to have a gun if you so choose, as long as you have done the proper testing.
Yeah, I mean,
or whatever.
They need to be regulated. They're fun as shit, but they are also very dangerous. They need to be regulated.
Right.
There's a lot of like just common sense things. Hey, if you have, mental illness on your record, might not be able to have a gun.
Yeah, probably not for you.
Yeah.
Probably not a good time.
That's okay. You have a criminal record, not allowed to have a gun. That's okay too.
Right.
So though Wales had spent his earlier life on the East Coast, he now lived in Seattle.
Okay.
Which I kind of stupidly assumed that he was in Washington, D.C. when I read Washington ceasefire. And then I looked it up and was like, oh, Washington State? Well, that was wrong. So he actually was an assistant U.S. attorney at the United States District Court for the Western District of Washington.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Right. So, on October 11th, 2001, Wales was sitting at his computer around 10:40 at night or so. Okay. He was sat at his computer in his office, which was actually located in the basement of his home. Thomas C. Wales was shot in the neck multiple times through the window in his office. Okay. The killer had actually, he was a pretty high up there government official. So he had security on his house. Right?
Yes.
The killer had perfectly avoided all of the security measures at Wales' home, which included, it mentioned CCTV as well as motion censored lights.
Okay.
He made it to the window in the dark, fired the shots that would kill Thomas the following day in the hospital, and left a few casings on the ground.
He killed him in the hospital?
No. He shot him through the window at his house.
Okay.
And Thomas survived until the following day when he was in the hospital.
All right, that makes okay, cool. Just checking. I was gonna say that's pretty ballsy. They only usually do that in movies.
It's reported that there was a single man running away from the scene of the call, or as the scene of the crime, rather, as a neighbor was on the phone with 911 as he had been alerted by the shots. So a neighbor had actually heard the shots and did what you're supposed to do and called the police.
Right. Don't just think, oh, someone's doing firecrackers. You never fucking know.
Yeah. Sounds pretty fucked up over there. Glad I'm not over there.
Right? Care about someone for once, guys. Come on.
He is seemingly the only U.S. federal prosecutor to be a victim of assassination.
All right.
But if you think about it, a gun control advocate being gunned down in the assumed safety of his own home feels darkly American.
Yeah. A little bit.
It's pretty fucked up. He was advocating for, less use of guns, being, it being harder to obtain guns. And he was in the safety of his own home and was shot in the neck multiple times and lost his life. Yeah. Many people thought that it may have been a man that Wales had recently failed to prosecute. So I guess because he failed to prosecute him, I couldn't find any information. What?
I found our headline and I'm not going to read it right now. But that's the image of the guy.
Oh, that's me.
Right? Okay, please continue.
So many people had thought it had been a man that Wales had recently failed to prosecute. Yes. I don't know if they locked those records because the prosecution failed, but I couldn't find any info on what he was tried for.
So the guy was acquitted.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that you would think would get released unless it involves a minor, in which case I feel like they just conceal the minor's name. So yeah, I'm not sure.
But I couldn't find any information on why, Wales was trying to prosecute him. The FBI actually investigated this suspect. He was an airplane pilot in the area who was also a gun enthusiast. Mm-hmm. Agents thought him to hate Wales because the activism going against his quote unquote hobby. Shooting is a hobby.
Correct.
Building guns is a hobby.
Yes.
Guns as a blanket is not a hobby.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
What's
your hobby?
Mean?
Guns.
Guns.
Don't take my guns.
Right.
No, just
what's your hobby? Anti-vaccine. The fuck does that mean? So
do what you want. We respect people's choices. If you prefer not to get vaccinated, it's not you we're making fun of. It's the people that are very loud and very opposed to it, as if everyone.
If there's a genuine reason you don't feel safe getting vaccinated,
that's
cool. Yes. If it's just the government, you're an asshole, go get vaccinated.
Adjust your tinfoil hat, please, and calm
down. So no evidence was found at the man's house when it was searched, and he eventually filed a malicious prosecution claim, though it was quickly dismissed. So he actually filed a counter action saying that no, he didn't have any reason to try and prosecute me. This was entirely malicious. So things start to get a little bit weird.
We like weird.
I didn't mean to go into a weird like conspiracy theory episode, but I
Uh-huh.
kind of did.
Ooh.
Okay. So this happened in 2001.
Okay.
In 2006, John McKay, who was one of 8 government officials that were released by the Bush administration, was dismissed as U.S. attorney due to not upholding his responsibilities. Okay, it was a very vague statement that got rid of 8 different government officials, and it was something like, oh well, they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing and we have to watch our budget.
Okay.
It was one of those like really super vague blanket statements that you're like, so what does that mean? Oh, it means it's like, you didn't really just say anything, did you?
I need that in an audio clip. I'm gonna save that.
So it was almost immediately argued that many thought he was dismissed because he was so adamant about keeping a large crew on the investigation of Whale's death. He was very invested in it. He wanted to find the murderer of Wales. A year after McKay was dismissed, all but 2 agents were taken off the case. So it's still technically an open case, but it went from a big like government group investigating to 2 people.
Okay. They probably chose like the dumbest 2 also. So they probably chose us.
For sure.
It was probably us or equivalent.
It I assume it was just like the janitor that was there on like a work program and a coat rack with a hat on it. It wasn't people that were gonna be like they were like, oh, Agent Smith, Agent Johnson, you guys are highly decorated. We're gonna give it to Officer Dillhole and that dusty old mop over there. That's what I assume. In 2017, a woman came forward and said that she knew who had committed the murder.
Interesting.
Right? A man had bragged to her that he had, quote, killed an attorney general or something, end quote.
That sounds legit or something.
Right? I've had people tell me things where I'm like, oh, you're insane. I see that now.
Oh, yes. I have gotten some of that.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Not quite.
Yeah.
So, under McKay's direction, the FBI had asked many times that people with any information come forward to help them solve this case. So, when Shauna Reed did just that, without anyone other than the agency knowing who she had named,
yes,
she was placed under arrest for a false report.
Oh boy.
So they never released who she said, like, hey, it was this person. They were just like, oh, no, it's not that person. Give us your hands. We have handcuffs for you. Right? So Shauna's own family has said countless times that she is not reliable.
Okay.
She
is
went
it
through...
like David from like the Martha Jane Lambert case with the mom be like, David, sit down, David, or is it actually she's not reliable?
So she went through a rough tragedy in 2012. On the 4th of July, they found her 3-year-old son Jordan at the bottom of the pool.
No.
So her son had drowned to death.
Oh, you said it correctly?
I said it correctly. Look at me go. Last night I
Nice.
said drowned because I'm an idiot. But today, this poor 3-year-old has drowned to death. Said it correctly.
Well enunciated. Good
Which
job.
is
Much
not
more
the
of an actual tragedy.
yeah, not the important thing right now because a child died, but
Correct. I know that's super sad.
So Jordan's father, who it didn't seem like the father and Shauna were together, but Jordan's father blamed Shauna and his own grandpa and hit both of them with a lawsuit saying that they had failed to properly watch after their child.
Okay.
The lawsuit was dismissed, but Shauna's grandma, Sharon Finch, said from that day forward, Shauna was known to exaggerate and make up white lies.
Okay.
So, I mean, she's gone through something I can't begin to imagine.
The mind
You know what I
at
mean?
some point will break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you should, it's one of those things that like you never want to outlive your children.
Right.
And I would imagine she probably has a lot of guilt because people were blaming her for it.
Right.
So her grandmother said that she just started making up shit. Like, and it was like white lies, and it was all pretty innocent. It wasn't like, it wasn't terribly serious, but they knew her stories couldn't be trusted.
Right.
Okay. So she'd make up shit about family members. Oh, this family member was, stole a Whopper from Burger King. They're like, who gives a shit, Shauna? Like, shut up. That's not true.
Shut up, Shauna.
Shut up, Shauna.
Also, we feel bad for Shauna, so it's like,
right.
Yeah, it's a line.
So then it comes out that the reason Shauna had gone to the officials in the first place was because they tracked her down. They told everyone like, oh yeah, she came to us with this information. And then it turns out that no, they had sought her out and like, hey, we know you know something. We fucking know you know something. We know you know something, Shauna. Tell us what you know. So they had actually initiated contact. Her grandmother had said that she had told her that the FBI wanted her because they thought she knew something about a murder. And her grandma was like, okay, Shauna, I know. Oh, sweetheart, that's terrible. And then like a couple days later, Shauna got arrested. And grandma was like, oh shit, okay. She was serious.
That has me a little worried. Okay.
Yeah. So they said that the murder was in 2001.
Yes.
They said in 2004 they started getting different little bits of information and stuff that led them to the guy, the pilot.
Yes.
Right? That they thought was the murderer. Yes. They found that he clearly was not the murderer, but things they found out investigating him led them to other people. They won't disclose how they made it to Shauna, but they're like, oh yeah, no, we need to investigate her. So they let her out on her own like cognizance or whatever.
Okay.
And then I believe this is still going on. And if she's found guilty, she could face 10 years in jail because they're saying she filed a false report, even though they fucking tracked her down. So if you look at it, it's real suspect. And then in 2018, the FBI said that we think it was a contract killer. It was a hitman. Someone hired a hitman
Jesus Christ.
to kill this guy.
So here's the fine line of, okay, you don't trust the government, but also maybe we shouldn't trust the government. So I don't really know where that
No, I mean,
line
like, it's
should
one of those
stand.
things that it's the how do I say that without sounding crazy?
Yeah, like you have to figure out how you're gonna say it without coming off
You
like you're a lunatic.
you have to question everything.
Mhm.
There's good reasons for a lot of things, but you
Yes.
have to fucking question it, right?
Yes.
It's stuff that, like, someone buys you lunch, you don't necessarily have to question that.
Right.
You're like someone that actively hates you buys you lunch, you have to question that. So there's different circumstances that call for investigation further than others.
Right.
Like if you had said, "Hey, I want to buy you a sushi lunch. Let's go out."
Right.
I'd be like, "Oh, Ashley, you're a sweetheart. That's very nice of you. Let's go." Right?
You laughed at me choking to death. Here's lunch.
Oh shit, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that.
No, but you're right. Go ahead.
But
Continue.
you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
we're really like close friends. If you had offered to buy me lunch, if I had
Dear
offered to buy
friends,
you
some
lunch,
might say.
dear friends, even some might say.
Mhm.
I can't believe that passed me. Well done. Good
We are
callback.
so smart.
But yeah, I wouldn't question that. If like out of the blue, OJ Simpson was like, "Hey bud, love the podcast. I want to buy you lunch." I'd be like, "You know what? I'll bring my own. I'll like let's do a
We will
Zoom
meet
meeting and
you.
no.
No.
We'll do a Zoom meeting
Yes, I like that
and
better.
I'm gonna hang a bathroom towel behind me so he can't see any identifying features of my house."
Despite the fact that he could for sure look at our old videos. Please vogue it up right now.
I'm trying to cover as much identifying stuff in the video as possible, but it's not going well, and it just makes.
I think that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I'm just saying. But yeah, you
You're
need to
just
question.
like you look like this right now.
Yeah,
So you know.
you need to question things. I got terribly off topic, and I don't remember how this thread started.
Sometimes you have to question things like, OJ, did you?
Yeah,
Did you?
did you? Did you?
Oh God. We will visit that Bronco. We have plans.
Yeah, fuck yeah. But yeah, I mean that's everything. It's very strange that he was a gun control advocate. He was killed in his own fucking house. The FBI has said it was probably a contract killer. So the main suspect that was immediately dismissed. The person who wanted to keep investigating it was McKay. He got dismissed. And then they track down this girl. They won't tell anyone how she is even remotely connected. And instead of being like, "Hey, here's the $1.5 million reward," you might go to jail for 10 years now.
Yeah.
It just reeks of like trying to bury something.
What the fuck? Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. There is that difference in I've lost it. It's completely gone to me. But
There is that difference.
Yeah, where you have to know when something feels off. Like it'll come
Trust
to me
your
later.
guts.
Yeah, trust your gut. Like, don't be a shit stick. Galoshes 3:26 and whatever verse yours would be. Hashtag check that thigh.
Robert the excavator. I love that shit. That was.
I thought I was fucking genius at the time.
You nailed it. Yeah.
I like to think so.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Well, I mean,
Oh, yeah. So what the fuck is this headline that made you laugh in the middle of my story as I'm being very professional?
You're right. That was awful of me. Shall I mention the choking and the laughter from earlier?
Yeah, you almost died and it was hilarious.
Yeah, and I will keep as much of that in as I can, minus most of the choking noises.
Honestly, in the video, you might want to blur
Oh
you
yeah, no, I
like
don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, oh, for sure.
projectile vomiting.
Or like it'll be like butterflies or something coming out of my mouth instead. We'll make it cute. So, or like moths to make it creepy. We'll do whatever.
Good.
So the headline from oxygen.com is 88-year-old man allegedly feels tickled in quotations after murdering roommate wants to urinate on his grave.
Wait, bitch, what?
Wants to urinate on his grave. Oh my god. Okay.
He's hyped. He's so hyped about killing this person that he wants to piss on where they're buried.
Yes, he's like proud of himself. Oh my god. I can't believe I found this. It's a miracle. But also I'm very sorry to the family. We're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna
No, that's funny as
figure
hell.
that line out. So it's an 88-year-old Southwest Missouri man who murdered a man he obviously did not like, who was his own roommate. He murdered 52-year-old Kenny Barnes in Ozark is where they were apparently.
Of course, it was the fucking Ozarks.
This man is named Larry Shaw, the guy that murdered him.
How did he murder him? You like
so
shoot him?
Let's see what he says. Shaw lived with Barnes for 6 or 7 years. Apparently Shaw was very tired of Barnes' vulgar language and how he treated him. He would not like us. And then he told them he'd had enough after Barnes told him to do some chores Wednesday morning. And he was like, that's the fucking last straw. You tell me to do some laundry and I just fucking done.
Bro, that's just, oh, fuck. He's 88 years old and he has a roommate. That's a raw fucking deal.
Also, yes. So he allegedly got a handgun and waited in a recliner for 3 hours before shooting his roommate.
Dude, fuck. I like this guy. Like, I don't like what he did, but
the gun had been stored between cushions of the couch.
This guy's hilarious.
Oh my god.
He's like, I'm fucking 88 years old. I'm not chasing him down. I'm gonna let him come to me.
He's not alive for tons of more time. You know what I mean? Like 20 years tops. And he told police he was kind of tickled that he shot Barnes. Which is like
funny.
He expressed no remorse in police interviews. He told police he wanted to urinate on Barnes's grave. He was glad he was dead, as we can all imagine. And apparently he is possibly smirking in the mugshot, whether or not that can be.
Man, this guy does not give a shit.
He's proud of himself. Let's see if we can.
He's not smirking. He's straight up smiling. That's the most his 88-year-old face can pull off.
Very, very proud of himself.
That's fucking hilarious.
What else do we have? Blah blah blah. So he shot Barnes once in the chest. They found Barnes lying dead outside of the home. See, that's all we know at this point, but that's really baller. And I feel for the family because I don't think anyone necessarily deserves to be shot dead for cursing and telling someone to pick up their shit.
But that man, like, he decided what he was gonna do and he fucking stuck by it.
He was committed.
He's not showing any sort of like,
probably shouldn't have done that.
Did I goof up?
He's like, YOLO, I'm 80, bitch.
I'm 88 years old.
Tell me which grave to piss at.
Yeah, like,
tell me where you buried him.
That's rough. That's
for a friend. I need to know where you buried him.
That's pretty good. And he just hung out on the recliner and waited for homeboy to come home
for 3 hours.
That's fucked. Yeah.
For 3 hours, he was like, "Where this bitch at?" Where you at?
Damn. That's a good time.
Oh my god. I can't with humanity. But that's what we have for today's episode, guys. # I survived. Also, Thank you so much, guys, for listening. We really do appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your
Oh,
loved
you know
ones.
what? Ooh, you know how you always come up with the like titles of the episodes.
I do, actually. I really do.
So and I love them. I've
Thank
been a
you.
fan of every single name that you've come up with.
But you would like to name it.
This one,
Yes.
if you want to do smeared lipstick and projectile vomit, I 100% sign off on that. I totally
I'm not
understand.
doing
I
that.
totally understand if you don't go that way, but I'm just saying it does fit.
I feel like we can come up with like a really creative version of that.
What?
I'm gonna be thinking. I'm gonna use that, but I think I'm gonna give it my own twist. Maybe. Like word it a little bit differently.
Smeared liquid or smeared
Smeared liquid.
Smeared lipstick and liquid lunch evacuation.
I think I'm gonna keep that. Liquid lunch evacuation.
Yep. That's what I watched happen. It was incredible. I am actually sorry that I laughed so hard and had to leave the room when I wasn't even sure you were all right. But
The fact that I'm okay.
it was
like it's fine.
So goddamn funny to me. Like
like you've now seen The Exorcist for real. So
it's one of those things that like,
oh god.
I laugh when things should not be laughed at a lot of the times. So like especially like Wipeout and America's Funniest Home Videos are my like two favorite shows just because it's just hours of people getting hurt.
America's Funniest Home Videos is what we were raised on. So what did they expect?
Yeah, that's fair. Holy shit. I'm so happy you're keeping that in the episode. It was so goddamn funny.
Yeah, that's actually one of my shining moments.
It was so fucking funny.
It's fantastic. I recovered,
Jesus
guys.
Christ.
It's all good. What else do I need to mention? Dear Friends Dead Ends Pod is the Instagram account where you can find all of our meme antics and the links to everything that we need. Cody's giving himself Botox or something over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also DFDE Pod on TikTok. I post different things on there and I need to get him on there. Next time I am over, we will do a bunch together. That way we have a whole slew of them. Also Patreon, don't forget. Once we have 5 that are $5 or $10 tiers, or we also have a $3 tier if you really just want to support us in general, we really do appreciate it. And once we have 5 people, we currently have 3 in the $5 or $10 tiers per month, we will do bonus content. We will 100% make it worth it. We're going to get stickers. We're going to send you guys stickers. And Cody's about to hang himself with his beard or something. So,
thanks again for our newest Patreon, Judy.
Thank you. What?
Patron. It's patron, not Patreon.
Yeah.
Thank you to our newest patron, Judy. You're such a sweetheart and
mustached man of mystery.
Yeah, your mustache does things to me that I thought only a woman could.
Christ.
Please keep that in.
Yeah, no, I'll do that. I'm gonna cut the audio first. Let's see. Thank you so much, guys. We really, really do appreciate you guys listening. We will see you guys in episode 18.
Oh shit, is this 17?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right?
Next episode will be legal.
Right? Well, yeah.
I wish I hadn't said that. All right, bye.
Bye. All right, let's cut the video. So many levels of dumb.